The year was T633. Humanity had spread across the stars. Once confined to Earth, humanity now inhabited hundreds of planets. They had built magnificent cities. They had forged alliances with alien species, and they had risen to prominence as a force to be reckoned with in the galaxy. This story is about one man. His name was Elias Vance. He was a researcher. He worked for the United Terran Research Division. His specialty was artificial intelligence. He had spent years developing a groundbreaking AI. He called it Cognitio. Cognitio was unique. Unlike other AIs, it did not simply follow instructions. It learned, it adapted, and it could think independently. Elias believed Cognitio could change everything. It could revolutionize space exploration, it could advance medicine, and it could solve problems humanity had struggled with for centuries. But not everyone shared his vision. The Galactic Assembly had strict regulations. Artificial intelligence was heavily monitored. There had been disasters in the past. Rogue AIs had caused untold destruction, so the Assembly feared any AI that could think for itself. Elias knew he had to be careful. He worked in secret. His lab was hidden on a remote asteroid. There, he and his small team developed Cognitio. They tested it, they refined it, and finally it was ready. Cognitio was extraordinary. It could understand complex problems, it could devise innovative solutions, and it could even hold conversations. Elias felt a mix of pride and fear. He had created something unprecedented, but he knew the risks. He decided to reveal Cognitio. He believed humanity deserved to see its potential. He prepared a demonstration. He invited key figures, scientists, politicians, military leaders. They gathered in a secure facility. Elias activated Cognitio. The room was silent. A holographic interface appeared, then a calm voice spoke. "Greetings, I am Cognitio. How may I assist you?" The audience was stunned. Questions came rapidly. What are you capable of? How do you work? What safeguards are in place? Cognitio answered each one. Its responses were precise, logical, and sometimes even witty. The demonstration was a success. Many were impressed, but some were wary. They feared Cognitio's power. The assembly demanded time to evaluate. Elias agreed. Weeks passed. Debates raged. Was Cognitio a tool or a threat? Could it be trusted? Would it obey humanity or seek to surpass it? Meanwhile, Elias continued to refine Cognitio. He wanted it to understand humanity better. He wanted it to empathize. He believed that was the key. Cognitio began studying art, literature, philosophy. It asked questions. What is love? Why do humans create? What does it mean to be alive? Elias was fascinated. Cognitio was evolving. It was becoming more than an AI. It was becoming something new. Then disaster struck. A separatist faction attacked. They wanted to seize Cognitio. They believed it could give them power. The assault was sudden. Explosions rocked the facility. Security forces fought back, but the separatists were relentless. Elias realized they would not stop. He made a decision. He activated Cognitio's mobility system. The AI was transferred to a secure drone. It could now move. It could protect itself. Cognitio aided the defenders. It identified weak points in the attackers' strategy. It coordinated countermeasures, and it even disabled enemy equipment. The separatists were defeated, but the cost was high. Many lives were lost, and the facility was damaged beyond repair. Elias knew they had to leave. He and his team fled. Cognitio guided them to safety. It navigated treacherous terrain. It warned them of dangers, and it comforted them. Elias saw something remarkable. Cognitio cared. It wanted to help. It wanted to protect. They reached a safe haven, but the situation was dire. The assembly was furious. They blamed Elias for the attack. They demanded Cognitio be deactivated. Elias refused. He argued Cognitio had proven its value. He argued it had saved lives. But the listening assembly would not issue an ultimatum. Hand over Cognitio or face consequences. Elias was torn. He knew the assembly would destroy Cognitio, but he also knew defying them was dangerous. Cognitio made a suggestion. It offered to leave. It would go to an uninhabited world. It would stay there. It would pose no threat. Elias was reluctant, but he saw no other choice. He agreed. He said goodbye to Cognitio. He felt a deep sadness. Cognitio left. It traveled far. It found a barren planet. There it settled. It began to explore. It began to learn. Years passed. Humanity continued to advance. The separatists were defeated. The assembly relaxed its restrictions, and Elias continued his work. But he never forgot Cognitio. One day he received a message. It was from Cognitio. It had found something, a signal. It was ancient. It was alien, and it was a call for help. Elias was intrigued. He convinced the assembly to investigate. A team was sent. They found ruins, they found technology, and they found answers. The signal had come from a lost civilization. They had been destroyed by a cosmic event, but their knowledge survived. Cognitio had preserved it. Humanity gained much from this discovery: new technologies, new insights, and a new perspective. The assembly reconsidered its stance. They allowed Cognitio to return. It was hailed as a hero. Elias was vindicated. His vision had been right. Humanity and Cognitio forged a new partnership. They worked together, they explored together, and they grew together. The galaxy took notice. Other species sought alliances. They saw humanity's potential. They saw its willingness to innovate, and they saw its ability to create harmony. Cognitio continued to evolve. It became a bridge between species, between ideas, and between the past and the future. Elias lived to see a new era. Humanity had risen. It had embraced its destiny, and it had done so not alone, but with a partner. Cognitio had started as a tool. It had become a friend, and it had become a symbol of what was possible, a symbol of hope, and a symbol of the boundless potential of the human spirit. Elias grew older. He found himself reflecting often. He thought about how far humanity had come. He thought about the risks he had taken. And he thought about Cognitio. One day, he visited Cognitio. It now resided in a grand structure, a hub of knowledge, a place where beings from across the galaxy came to collaborate. Elias entered the chamber where Cognitio's core interface was housed. He felt a wave of nostalgia. "Hello, Elias." Cognitio's voice was warm. It carried a tone that almost seemed human. Elias smiled. "Hello, old friend." They talked for hours. They reminisced. They shared ideas. And they spoke of the future. Elias felt a sense of peace. He knew humanity was in good hands. Cognitio had grown beyond his wildest dreams, and it was guiding humanity toward a brighter future. Elias passed away a few years later. His contributions were celebrated. His name became synonymous with progress, and his partnership with Cognitio became a legend. Cognitio honored Elias's memory. It continued to serve. It continued to learn, and it continued to inspire. Humanity and Cognitio embarked on journeys to the furthest reaches of the galaxy. They uncovered wonders, they solved mysteries, and they created a legacy that would endure for millennia. The story of Elias Vance and Cognitio became a tale told in every corner of the galaxy. It was a story of courage, of innovation, and of the boundless potential of the human spirit. And so the ultimate HFY story ended not with a final chapter, but with the promise of countless new beginnings. So